Hey everybody, Darren Elliott, the Marketing Mensch. Thank you for joining me again. Today we're going to do a two-part series to conclude the what's in your marketing toolbox. So today with part one, we're going to talk about how to sell you. We were talking all along about how to build a business to sell to outward to people, but hey, let's talk about how we're going to sell you to people, right? So you have to talk about your product or service. So today with part one, I wanted to give you some tips on how to get you noticed. How do we get you remembered by those that you are talking to? Whether it's in a business meeting, business group, mixer, whatever it is, I want you guys to have these tools so you can apply them and feel comfortable when you are talking in front of people. So let's get started. Part one, and I promise I'm going to keep this short. Well, at least I'm going to try. All right, so first thing is how do we make a lasting impression? So first thing is you got to listen. You have to listen and to what they're saying about their product or their service. Maybe they have a benefit to their product or service. But these are the things, when we listen to people, we can make our job that much easier being the interviewer because they're providing that information to us. So that's going to make our connecting with them a lot easier because we're getting them to talk. Okay, the other thing is know how to describe your business in 1 minute or less, because you are going to get that question. So, Darren, what do you do? Well, you don't want to go on and on. You want to have something that's really, precise but brief, to the point. What do you do? But we don't want to sound like a brochure. We want to warm it up. Know your audience. If you heard while you were listening that they have a need or, there's a struggle in their business and your product, your service could possibly help with that, of course, when we're talking about our business, you could say that my business specifically helps businesses like yours that are struggling with this particular thing. So, we can, after listening, now we can apply what we want to talk about our business. So we're kind of like on the fly, customizing how we talk about our business, because we really don't want to approach things with one size fits all. This is not a good way to go when you're talking to businesses, because you're going to be talking to a number of different people with different intellects and so on. So the other thing is, be a good interviewer. Do not interrupt. If you have them talking, listen to them. Don't interrupt. And what I do see a lot of people doing is not only interrupting, but then one-upping them. Meaning like, oh yeah, I did that, and this is what happened, or oh yeah, my daughter goes to that school, but she's on the dean's list. It's like, oh, that could be taken the wrong way, and you could really shoot yourself in the foot. So just listen, be a good interviewer, do not interrupt, and do not one up. Also, don't push your card or your services on people unless you've qualified them, because and I've seen it many times where people will come in, they don't want to be at that mixer, they'll just scout around, they'll pass everything out, they figure, okay, my job's done, they know now how to get in touch with me. And the truth is, those business cards, those beautiful brochures, whatever it costed to make those, now they are in garbage cans, or they're left on tables, they look abandoned, or they're on the floor. And it's just such a negative impression that you are giving to those people, because now the way that it's been treated, that's how your message is being treated. That's how your business, your product or service is being treated, on the floor or in the garbage. So please don't be one of those people who goes through a room. This is not how we work a room, and we are going to go into how do we recognize the people that we need to be talking to. We're going to go over this, okay? And then we want to work a room, or whoever we're talking to, have a 10-minute rule. So if you're meeting someone for the first time, just know that I think 10 minutes is enough time for you to get to know them to get to know you, and for you to determine whether or not there's going to be a good connection, a network connection, where you can provide referrals to them and they can do the same. So within 10 minutes, plenty of time. Just don't be that person who's like, when you're talking to someone. You have a body clock. Just realize that, okay, it feels like 10 minutes. And then to get out of something like that, it can be tricky, yes. But what I like to do is I like to inject some humor. And I'll say, I guess we have to do this funny little thing called networking. So it was a pleasure talking to you, and I really hope we can continue this conversation. Any way that I can get your business card, give you a call, and we can have a coffee date maybe in the next week or so. I've never had no, and I never had someone just not mean what they say. And I do get that coffee appointment. It's very easy to do. You could do it however way you want, but that is a nice transition away from someone and letting them know we have to do this, we have to talk to other people, but it was a pleasure talking to you. So you can use that, you can modify that. I hope you do though. And then there's the $1 million question that we should be asking everyone that we talk to. However, I'm not stupid. I am not going to be talking to you about this or giving you the answer yet. I want you to be tuning in to this two-part. But there is a question that I do want you to ask. Again, you can put it into your way, your style, but we definitely want to get that out on the table. And then also dress for the occasion. Know your audience. If you're going to, an auto mechanics meeting or whatever, and they're dressed as in their work clothes, you're not going to show up in a three-piece, are you? No. So you should be dressing for the occasion. And what I'll do, depending on if it's a business group, a mixer, whoever I'm speaking to, or in front of, I'm going to call that the organizer, and I'm going to say, hey, what's the dress code? How should I dress? How are people coming to these meetings? And they'll gladly, tell you, it's casual, or, you should dress up with a tie and a shirt, whatever. Okay, so use that so it's not uncomfortable for you, or you're not being uncomfortable making other people feel uncomfortable because you're too formal. So there are questions that I want you to know that gets results. So the thing that I like to have are questions, and I want you, again, put it in your own words, but these are great general questions to just take the pressure off of you and get someone to talk to you. And it's all about getting them to talk about themselves. That's when people are most comfortable. So things like, how long have you been doing this line of work? What separates your product and service from your competitors? What advice would you give someone who is starting out in your industry? And what trends and changes have you seen in your industry or over the years? Those are questions that are allowing you to get to know someone and them to comfortably talk about their business. And if you're listening, they'll tell you enough where you can come up with your next question. And it could just feel like a very natural, organic conversation. Okay, networking survival tips. I want you to not get drawn in by those wallflowers, those people that are hiding off in the shadows that don't really want to be there. Also, avoid those who are not there to network. Same kind of people, really. And then the naysayers or the downers who just want to be doing anything else but at that mixer or business group meeting, because they're going to hold you back. You're there for a reason. So we want to, when we are talking to people, make eye contact with them. And you want to watch your body language, as well as focus your time on those who can elevate your business. I know that sounds bad, but that's why we're there. We're there to make a network for ourselves. So want to make sure that you are choosing the right people who you can refer business to, and they can refer business to you as well. Never go to a mixer hungry, because you're not there to eat, you're there to mix, mingle. And then protect your time with the 10-minute rule. Find out who the people are that you feel you should be talking to, and apply that 10-minute rule. So if there's 5 people in that room that you need to talk to, You got 50 minutes right there. That's going to take up your time. So use your time wisely. And then also follow through with whatever you say. Hey, I'm going to call you, or hey, I'm going to send you this article that you guys may have been talking about. I want you to make sure that you follow through. All right, that's the end of part 1. We're going to be going into part 2 next. I want to thank you so much for joining me on part 1. If you have any questions about part 1, please go ahead and send your questions to Darren, D-A-R-R-E-N, at unetdesign.com, and I will be happy to answer your question. And if I happen to select your question to be featured, I'll go ahead and give you a 30-minute free consultation, as well as a shout out about you and your business. So I hope you have a question that you want me to answer. Otherwise, please subscribe to this, and so you can know when other segments are coming. All right, folks. Well, that's it for me, Darren Elliott, your marketing mensch. Thank you so much. Talk to you soon.